All right, so we're gonna start standing, and if you have a long band, that would be great. If you don't have it, that's fine. We're going to be doing some squats, lunges, and things like that, adding the band to work the upper arms a little bit more. So it's gonna be more of a workoutish class today. Okay, so I'm just gonna position somewhere you can see my whole body. Good. So I'm just gonna keep the band on the side. I'm gonna put the band on the side. Yeah. And we're gonna start with our breathing. So you can't make noise, yeah? All right, so your feet are gonna be under your pelvis, okay, under the sit bones. You can go wider if you need to, or just right under the sit bones if it's okay. I love the toes to be forward and parallel, so watch that you're not rotated on one leg different than the other. If you need a slight external rotation of the feet, make sure that it's even. Okay, then rock forward and back a little bit, the whole body, and try to find the center of balance. So somewhere around the arches of your feet, all right? Then I'm gonna soften our knees for now. So your knees are gonna be bent, good? Now from the arches of your feet, imagine that there's a rope right on the arch of the foot. There are two ropes, and you're gonna pull the ropes up. So you're gonna lift the arches of the feet, and keep lifting all the muscles in the inner leg, the inner thigh, all the way up to the pelvis. Okay, so you should feel some engagement happening from the arch of the feet, towards the back, right in front of the ankle. Good. Knees are still slightly bent. And let's go into our breathing. If you feel that you can straighten your legs without arching or overdoing anything on your back, you can. But I like it soft to start. So, because we know how to breathe, everybody who's here, we're going to start breathing to the back, side, and front of the ribs. So we're going to breathe back, side, front. So our rib breathing, and then we're going to breathe out. Just breathe out. Pull the pubic bone and belly button in. Hug the hip bones, the waist, and the ribs. Breathe in. And just breathe out. Hug those ribs in, and so you're hugging them in and connecting them down to the pelvis, the rib cage. Breathe in, back, side, and front of ribs. So think of that umbrella opening up. Breathe out. Sink the abdominals, hug the hip bones, the waist, and the ribs. Good. And when you're ready, on the breath out, I want you to activate the arches of the feet, up the inner thigh, up the pelvic floor, and then close that whole center of body in. Breath in like an umbrella, the rib cage opens on all sides. On the breath out, lift the arches of the feet, lift those inner thighs, lift the pelvic floor, sink the abdominals. Lift the abdominals and hug the hip bones, the waist, and the ribs in. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out. From the arches of the feet, activate inner thigh, pelvic floor, core. Keep breathing. Now, when you breathe out, I want you to make sure that you're activating the entire core. Keep going. I'm just going to make sure everybody's muted. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Finish 2 more breaths. The knees are still soft. Yeah. The body is just down and long. Tailbone is reaching to the back of your ankles, and then the upper back and the neck and head are lifted up. Good. No arch. Don't lean back, yeah? Watch that you're not arching the back. So that rib cage, when you're hugging it in, sorry, my clothes is pretty loose today. You're connecting the rib down to the hips so you're not popping that chest and rib cage up. Let's do a pelvic tilt, just like we do it on the floor, okay? So on the breath out, you're gonna scoop the abdominals, tuck the tailbone, and imagine you have a tail and you're tucking the tailbone between the legs. You're not squeezing the glutes to do it. It's through the abdominals lifting that you're going to lengthen the tailbone. And as you lift the abdominals and tilt the pelvis, that tailbone tucks in. And basically what happens is the arch of your low back should be now flat, as if you're pushing the low back into the wall behind you. On the breath in, you're going to dip the pelvis forward and really over arch that back. Yeah, do you see that ball coming into my spine? So breathe out, that ball, the red ball that's right behind my back should be almost disappearing to half. So I scoop the abdomen, I push, and there you go. My back goes into the ball, my low back. I breathe in, I dip the pubic bone forward. Now I'm trying to reach my pubic bone back towards my heels, and I arch my low back gently, not the rib cage. So all the movement is on the pelvis. Breathe out, scoop and tuck. Breathe in, reach down to the floor, and then arch. Yeah, so here's the pelvis going down and going up. Okay, if the hand helps you, you can use that. Abdominal muscles to scoop and tuck, don't squeeze the butt. Breathe in, lengthen, arch the back to take that tailbone back. Lift the abdominals, tuck the tailbone, breathe in, dip. So if my hand is on my hip bone, look at what happens. Breathe out. See how my hip bones go down? And I breathe, so I breathe in, breathe out, I scoop, and now my hip bones are gonna go up to connect to my ribs. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. No butt squeezing, it's all in the abdomen. Lengthen the back of the pelvis as long as you can. So if you want to use your hand to push your waistline down, push it down. So both sides of your back are really lengthening. Dipping. And then as you breathe in, it goes back, but lengthening back. Okay? Good. Now, between the arching and the tucking, find your neutral. So where it's balanced work through the front and balanced work through the back. The abdominals are lifted enough and the low back is lengthening down enough. And then straighten your legs if you can, without changing the position of the pelvis or the ribs. So don't let the rib cage pop to compensate for your tight back. If that doesn't work, just keep the knees slightly bent. Okay, shoulders down to the pockets of your pants. So pull the shoulders and the scapula down as if you're going to put them on your pockets. Hands reach down to your feet. Nice. Now, we're going to go slightly up on the heels and down. So only go as high as you feel that your feet are comfortable enough. So spread your toes, press them onto the mat. Big toe really pressing all the way to pinky. When your heel goes up, make sure you don't roll your feet to your pinky. Make sure most of your weight is on your big toe, second toe. So as you go up, keep this. So tuck the pelvis a little bit, not tuck, just lengthen that tailbone by lifting the abdominals. Lift the abdominals, keep the abdominals engaged. And pressing into that big toe, you're going to lift the heels and lower. Pull the inner thigh up. Pull the kneecaps up, and your thighs are super active. You're lifting the abdominals, lengthening the tailbone down, reaching through the crown of the head and down. I'm going to assume you've done about 6. We're going to do about 4 more. Breathe in or out to go up and down. If the breath out gives you more activation and it helps you stay really connected to go up, breathe out. So hug that torso. Hug the core, otherwise you're going to be imbalanced. Pull the arches of the feet up, inner thighs up, pelvic floor, abdominals are engaged. Very good, okay? Very, very nice. All right, so you're going to just lean into the leg, rotate your feet. If you want to keep the foot on the ground, you can. So do about 5 to 6 circles and then reverse it. Good. And then the other side. 3, 4, 5. And then when you're ready, reverse. You can do it up here if you have enough balance on the standing leg. More work. Good. And shake your legs up. All right, let's do those very gentle knee bends. So the knee bends, basically, if you remember correctly, activate, lift the abdominals, really lengthen both butt cheeks and the tailbone down. And then imagine that you're placing your whole body against a wall behind you, like that column I have there. And keeping the engagement of the abdominals, we're gonna bend the knees without changing the position of the pelvis. So scoop the belly, and then actually, let's do this again. I'm sorry. Grab the band and let's activate the core more. So I want you to take the band and wrap it around where your hip bones are and make a knot. Okay, tighten it so you feel it hugging your torso. So you can already start with some pressure on the band, so when you do the knot, it stays pressured. So what I want you to feel on the band is, as you breathe out, I want you to pull your entire core away from the band and into the midline of the body. So you're trying to detach your torso away from the band. Breathe into the ribs and the band, and then the band expands a little bit. Now, pull the abdominals away from the band. So if you look here, I'm going to pull my abdominals away from the band. So the band should be a little looser on me. Can you feel that? Thumbs up if you can feel it. Can you feel your core moving away from the band? Good. Because when we start doing the squats, I want you to feel that core activate before you go into any squat. Okay? So again, let's do about 2 more breaths and get that core to pull away from the band. So start from the arches of the feet, through the inner thigh, pelvic floor, sink in. Pull that waistline and the whole torso away from the band. If you're feeling that one side is not working as well, keep activating and pulling it in. Last breath. Okay, so now we're going to do those knee bends. Breathe in at the top. On the breath out, keep your weight on your heels, not so much on the toes, okay? Pull that core away from the band and bend the knees, gliding your back against the wall. This is it. If you're flexible on your ankles and you have a little bit of flexibility, mostly on the back of the ankles, you'll be able to go down. If you're not flexible at the ankle, don't compensate by bringing the pelvis forward. Your sit bones are going behind your heels. Okay, so breathe in to lift, breathe out, activate the core. Keep your butt behind your heels and your weight on the heels, not on your toes. You should be able to lift those toes with a lot of ease. Breathe out, activate the core. Bring that core away from the band. Your sit bones are back there. You're going to bend as far as you can, and you're going to lift through the whole back of the body up to the ceiling. Okay, good. Shoulders reaching down, arms reaching down. Breathe out, activate core. Reach both sit bones to the floor and lengthen that whole pelvis down. Now, press the heel into the floor and come up. 4 more. Let's go. Breathe out. Where's that core activation first? Before you bend the knee, your core should be fully active, pulling away from that band, right? Breathe out. Pull that core away from the band. Come down, press into the heel, grow taller. Last one. Don't go forward. Keep your pelvis behind your heels. Your knees should not go forward. No weight on the toes. You're leaning forward. Be careful. You're leaning forward. Sit back a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay? All right. Come up and rest a little bit. Shake your legs. And we can keep the band here for a second. Keep working that core. We're going to be working that core the whole time. All right, let's add the arms. So we're going to warm up with the arms. So now we're going to bend and reach the arms forward and up, only as far as you can, and come back up. So activate the core, knee bend, arm goes up, only as far as you can, and then bring it back down. Okay, breathe out, activate the core first. There should be no weight on your toes. The weight is on your heel, like you're gonna fall back. Do your knee bends, reach the arm and back. Lift your toes off the ground. Lift the toes. Keep lifted. and activate the core. There we go. All right. 2 more, just to warm up the arms. You're still in a nice straight back. I'm not leaning down forward yet. Last one. Good. Now we're gonna lean. Let's do it without the arms. So you're gonna do a knee bend. Can't go down anymore. Shift the pelvis back, but look, I've activated my core. So when I shift my pelvis back and my core is active, my entire upper torso is not changing. And I'm still pulling my abdominals away from the band. I'm pulling all around away from the band and my back is in neutral. Press into the heel, come up, tuck your tailbone slightly at the end. Okay? So breathe out. Pull the abdominals away from the band. Do a knee bend with a hip hinge. Keep lifting the abdominals away from the band. Lifting, lifting. Lengthen from tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Go only as far as you can. Look, my toes are free, but my knees are bending not much past my toes. It can be a little bit, depends on the side, on the length of your legs. Again, breathe out, pull away from the band. Activate the core. Bend the knees and reach the pelvis. Lengthen the spine. Reach the sit bones back. Reach the crown of the head and lift the abdominals. Lift the abdominals. Lift the abdominals. Keep hinging and bending the knee. Pull the abs away from the band, pull the abs, press into the heels, squeeze your butt, come up, and that slight tuck at the end just to come back to standing. We're good? This is how we're gonna do the squat. So let's keep going for about 6 more. And if you feel comfortable, you can add the arms, okay? But don't compensate with the rib cage. So don't do this so the arms to come up. You still need to be here. So if the arms can just go forward, that's fine. The higher you go, the more core you need to work. All right, let's go. 6. Breathe out. Core, away from bend, away from bend. Arms, no arms. My sit bones are reaching back. My crown of the head reaching forward. Press into the heels. Squeeze the glutes, come up. Breathe out. Pull the abdominals away from that band. Longest body you can give me, you're reaching for that chair right behind your pelvis. 3. Press into the heels, tuck and come up. 4. Core, 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 pull away from the band. 5. Press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, come up. Last one, 6. And press, come up. Good. All right, so I think we should be a little bit warmer. Let's do second position. So my legs are gonna be wider than my hips. Same thing, we're gonna go up and down, not hinging at the hip, okay? And then we're gonna hinge at the hip into a deeper squat. So the feet are wider than hips. The toes are not forward and not too rotated, they're just slightly rotated out. Well, your job here is to make sure that your knees are following your second toe. When you bend, don't collapse the knees, don't over-rotate the legs, okay? So if you're too open, your knee's gonna come forward and your foot is gonna stay, your toes back. It has to be aligned the same. So close the toes in because you need flexibility and you don't have. Keep closing it in until you find that alignment. So here we go, just slightly rotated out, wider than hips. Keep the back straight and let's go down. Pull the abdominals away from the band, sit down, straight down, keep the back against that wall. And now look, my knees, are they in line with my second toe? If not, you need to use the rotator of the hip to open up that hip more. Your weight more to the outer foot, but your big toe is anchored on the ground. Push your ribs in, you're straight back, press into the heel, pull the inner thighs together and grow tall, okay? And go, breathe out, scoop the belly. Open up those legs in line with that second toe, weight on the outer foot, big toe pressing, the ribs connected to the pelvis, press into the heel. Pull the inner thighs into the pelvis, come up. Nice, keep going. 3. And pull, ribs in. Good. William, don't let the ribs calm them down. So keep the ribs connected to the pelvis. Watch this. Yeah. Press. Tuck that pelvis a little bit at the end to keep this alignment. 5, I think. 6. Press and lift. Don't let your torso move. Cannot move. You're inside the toaster. 2 more. 7. Don't let anything move. Stay inside the toaster. Last one. Take your time and do it at your own pace. Sit bones are straight down. They're not tucking in. They're not reaching back. Now we're going to hinge at the hip. So we're going to go. Same thing. Down. Weight on the heels. Weight not on the toes. Don't lean forward. So your weight stays back. Same thing we were doing. Now we hinge at the hip. Pull the abdominals away from the band, away from the band, away from the band. You're really reaching your sit bones back. Watch your knees. Is it in line with second, third toe? If it's not, open up from your glutes. Okay? So watch this, William. Pull the abs in more. Ribs in more. Bottom ribs, pull it in more. Yeah. Squeeze. Press into the heel, squeeze, come up. So you're a little bit arched, okay? Be careful. And activate the core. Hug the ribs. Bend and hinge. Keep the ribs in. Keep the abs in. That's better. Good. Now reach you like you want to sit on a chair behind you, but your core is lifting away and pulling away from that band. Beautiful, Simone. Perfect. Press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, come up. Perfect back, Simone. That's really nice. Let's go. 4 more. Breathe out. Pull the abdominals and the ribs away from the band. Much better, William. Press into the heel, come back. Just keep your chest open, but not enough that you're arching the back, okay? So nice long line. Somebody's pulling your hair and your sit bone is reaching for a chair behind you. And yes, that's much better. There you go. Your ribs are working better now. Good, nice and long. Yeah. Look in front of you, but don't change the position of that rib. Pull the abdominals and the ribs away from the band, away from the band, away from the band. And we come back up again. I'm sweating. So that was between 6 and 8. I'm not sure. Shake your legs a little bit. Good. So let's take the band out. Okay. So you should be doing the same thing, pulling core away from band the whole time we're moving. But now what we're going to do is use the band to activate the arms more, okay? All right. So we're going to go back to that parallel leg. I want you to put the band under the heels. So hopefully your band is longer than mine. Mine is not too long. I'll take this off. I got hot. Big muscles working. Okay, so we're gonna have the band here and we're gonna go back to the same exercise, which is the parallel squat. If you need to make your legs wider because you need more room, that's fine. Okay, this is always gonna be a little bit more difficult in line with the sit bones. So we're gonna go into the same movement. You're going to lean back into your heels so your toes are nice and loose. You're going to pull the abdominals away from that band and we're going to hinge back, keep pulling the abdominals and arms go up wherever you don't lose the rib cage and the low back. So your core has to work now much harder, okay? Lift the arm only as much as you can. Make sure you're not lifting from the shoulder. It's front of shoulder, not shoulder to ear. And I'm going to give you anywhere between 6 to 10 to do. Okay, the resistance on the band is entirely up to you. If you need to shorten and get more resistance, go for it. But make sure the core is doing its job. So let's go. Shoulders down. Hug the torso away from that imaginary band now. And you're going to breathe out, reach back, long line. Arms go up only as far as you can maintain stability. And then you press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, come up. So William, be careful not to round your back. You rounded the back. So keep that chest open and it's just the front of the shoulder lifting that band, okay? All right, let's go. Nice, Simone, that's it. And go, scoop. Nice back, look in front of you, look. So your chest stays open, yes? Bend your knees and sit back. Yeah, so you're squatting and lifting, press into the heels, squeeze the butt, come on, there you go. Take your time, doesn't have to be fast. Same movement we were doing before. Yeah, just lift the bed as much as you can, that's great. Really good long line. Very good, both of you. Beautiful long line. So the core is working really good. I hope somebody's counting. I don't know, 5. And make sure that both sides of the abdominals and the back are working. Hug the ribs, hug the waist, hug the ribs, reach the sit bones, lengthen the crown of the head, press into the heels, squeeze the butt, come up. Looks good, guys. 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Keep hugging that core. Okay. Shoulders nice and wide all the time, so we don't have the shoulders coming to the ear. Very nice, everyone. That's really good. Okay? So we're going to keep the band where it is. We're going to go wide, like the other squat, and now the arms are going to go out to the side. Okay? So the arms are not exactly on the side of the body, they are in front of you. So they're in a Y shape when you go up, so there's no stress on the back of the shoulder, okay? So let's just remember the squat first, in case we need to, and then we're gonna add the arms. So the squat is toes slightly rotated out, wider than hips. Your weight is gonna stay to the outer foot, but your big toe has to press down. You're gonna bend the knee in line with second toe, so use your glutes to rotate the thighs out. Abs tight, and you're gonna go into your squat, right? This is the squat we're doing. And all we're doing is adding that arm at an angle. And then we come up. Same thing, when the arms go up, we don't want that rib to crack. So you're really working the front of the core to keep everything in. Okay, let's try to go into 10. So breathe out, straight arms. Straight arms, straight arms, straight. Hug everything. Press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, come up. Good, Simone, that's it. So try not to bend the elbow. Try to straighten it. Then we really work those shoulders, okay? Yes, ribs in, ribs in, ribs in a bit more. William, ribs in more. Hug your bottom ribs in. Yes, good job. And press into the heel, come up. Good. Shoulders as wide as you can with the arms, so we're not here, yeah? Go. I think you've done about 3 to 4. Keep going to 8 to 10. Weight on your heels, not on your toes. So you're sitting back and press into the heels, come up. Good. And I have to work super hard on my bottom ribs so they don't pop forward. They love to. Much better, William. Good. So if you can do 2 more, do. Good. How are we doing? Everybody's okay? That's nice. That's really nice. Okay, so let's give the lunges, the squats a break. We're gonna go into lunges, which is much harder. So you guys are okay. Shake your legs. If you need to stretch your quads a little bit, you can hold on to a wall. Okay. Grab, tuck your pelvis. The bottom leg, the standing leg can be bent, and try to pull the leg back without arching. Okay. Release, you can stretch the other side. It's just a little stretch so we can go into our lunge. It's just a cheating break. So tuck the pelvis so you can feel the stretch on the quads. Okay, so the lunge is much harder, but since you guys are pretty advanced, we can do it together. We're gonna lunge back and not forward, okay? So I'm gonna do different angles of lunges today. We're gonna lunge back. We're gonna lunge to the side, And we're gonna lunge at a diagonal, okay? And then we're gonna add the bands to this. So this is gonna be mostly a lot of the work that we're gonna do. So the lunges, legs or hip bones or sit bones, sit bones or hip width apart. The wider your legs are and the wider your lunge is, the more balance you have. The more you're in alignment, the more balance you need. So you need to really activate the inner thigh, pelvic floor to get that stability for you, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to keep the back straight. We're gonna lunge back and you're gonna push forward. Okay, if you need balance, get your roller or be next to a wall and balance yourself. You don't need to go very low. Now, if you guys have something to look into, watch the pelvis. This is the most important thing for me. So when you step back into your lunge, okay, when you come down, look at my hip bones. This cannot happen. So don't shift the hip and drop the pelvis. You need to keep the pelvis aligned, which means that maybe you cannot go as low. Right? So don't keep trying to go low and shift. Stay aligned. The front leg is going to push you back up and then we step back in. Okay? So if you need to keep your hands here to make sure you're level, go ahead. Let's keep the right leg forward. You can get rid of the back. Let's keep the right leg forward and step back with the left leg. I'm going to give you a front view and then I'm going to give you a side view. So here is my width, okay? Then I'm gonna shift my weight to my right leg because I'm gonna step back, but it's a very subtle thing. It's not a hip shift, so be careful. Then I'm gonna step back and look at my body, it's centered. Now, my back knee is gonna go down and my body is in alignment with it and the front knee is bending along. Now, how far do I go? As far as I don't drop anything. So my hips are level. Now, the front leg is gonna push me back up and I'm gonna step forward. So I have to push into the back leg to bring me back in. Same leg. So let's do a few with the right, stepping back with the left, 6 to 8, and then we'll switch, okay? So get that alignment, pull the inner thighs together from the arches of the feet through the leg, and step. You don't have to step very far, and then come straight down. So don't lean forward. I think, William, you might be charging forward. That's what it looked like. Look at my knee. It's behind my ankle. When I bend, I'm aiming for the back leg to go down. The front leg just bends. So I'm not charging with the front leg. Yes. Now watch your low back. Yes. So lift the abdominals and the back knee is going down. Look, I'm going straight down. Push through the front leg to lift and push with the back leg to bring you forward. Good. Same leg, keep going. So step back, adjust. I'm on the toes of the back leg. It comes straight down, the back knee. The front knee can only go to about toe level. Yes, keep that core. Hug the torso away from the imaginary band. Okay, Simone, is that about 6? I don't know if it, okay. Let's do 2 more. Straight down, front leg pushes you back up, back leg presses for you to come forward. Good, if your knees hurt, just don't go very low. Step, inside the toaster, push. Aim for that back leg to go straight down. So if your step is very small and you're trying to get that back knee, you won't be able to go very low. The bigger the step, the lower you're able to go. But the harder it is, of course. Let's try with the other side. Good, that looks good. Nice. So the other leg, my left leg is gonna stay, my right leg is gonna go. If you already did that one, just do your other one. First, everybody, hug the core away from that band, hug the ribs in, everything hugs in. Step back with your right leg. Okay, find the alignment of the pelvis. Now, the back knee is gonna go down, so my abdominals lift and my sit bones go straight down. No, William, you're tucking, don't tuck. Yeah, so sit back a little bit more, push your butt back a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. Don't let the body move. Lift that chest. Lift your chest up. Press the front leg and come back. There you go. That was much better. William, I think you need to take a bigger step back. Yes. Now try to get that back knee down. Keep your body inside the toaster. Back knee, go straight to the floor. Yes, much better. Does that feel better for you too? You have more room there to move. Press into that left leg, come up. Now push through the back leg and come forward. There you go. That looks really good. Good, Simone. You can also do a bigger step. Simone, you're strong. You guys are cheating on me. Take a bigger step back. Open a little wider if you can't, don't have balance. Get your hip bones aligned. Bend the back leg. Stay inside that toaster. Press with that front leg and come forward. Okay, so let's say we have one more or two more, I don't know. Down, we're aiming for 6 to 8. Those who are going to be the recording can do however many you want. Okay, that core has to be working really hard, otherwise you can't maintain balance. William, that looks great. Perfect, that looks really good. That's it, you got it. And your core is working really well on that one. Yeah, how's that? Okay. Zaban, let's add some work. Let's add more work because we can. So I might do stationary work, I don't know. So we started with the right leg forward. Okay, so I'm gonna mirror you. Your right leg forward. And listen, stepping back and forward is very challenging. So what we'll do is we will step back and forward. And what we're gonna do is a bicep curl. So look, my band, this is loose. I'm gonna hold all the way down here and pull, so I have a lot of resistance for my biceps to work. Whatever you want, okay? The biceps will be the easiest for us to work here today. So we're gonna step back, do the bicep curl, and push off, release. Okay, so let's go forward and back. I'm gonna give you freedom of doing anywhere between 6 to 10. On our last one, we're staying here, we're gonna hold, and we're gonna do 10 bicep curls. And then we push off, okay? So that's gonna be a little miserable. Are we ready for this? So let me sort of turn into an angle to maybe help you. Look at your hips, everything's the same. Press and grow taller. Please activate the core. So pull the abdominals and the ribs away from that huge imaginary band. And right leg stays down, left leg is going to step back. Ready? Watch that the shoulders stay still and your arm is slightly forward. Let's go. Step back, bicep curl. And push, come forward. Try not to move your body. It's just going to go slightly back and slightly forward. So if you're in the imaginary toaster, you're not going side to side with the shoulders nor the hips. You're going straight back, because if you go side to side, you're gonna get burned. So the standing leg is really supporting you. Pull your inner thighs up. Breathe out. 4, probably 5. 6. Maggie's saying it's good. 7. Don't let the elbow go up with you. The elbow stays in the same spot. 7. If you want to use this arm to balance that elbow, you can. Put it in the back and just do the biceps there. 8. Good. 9. Push off. 10. We're going to stay here. Now straighten the arm. Adjust the pelvis. Abs lifted. Tailbone to the ground. 10. Go. 1. Don't move the elbow. So if you want to put the hand here to support the arm, you can. 2. 3. Lift the core. 4. Activate the inner thigh. 5. 6. Hug the core. 7. 8. Add more resistance if you can. 9. 10. Straighten the arm first. Push off. Woo! Release and shake. Good work. So the arm work is not really strong. You can probably add more strength with your band. Mine is not that strong, but that's up to you. So for those of you who are doing the recording, you can also just use hand weights. It doesn't have to be band, okay? So let's do the other side. So now you have the left leg forward, right? Pull on the band as much as you want resistance. Really pull, arches of the feet, inner thigh, lift the abdominals, tiny tilt, ribs come down, connect, everything is hugging. When you're ready, your right leg is going to step back and we're gonna do a bicep curl. For those of you who have knee pain or you're finding it really difficult to stay upright because this is much harder, you can actually lean forward a little bit. It's gonna be a little easier, okay? And it's okay. 3, being upright is much harder and you need to be open on this hip. 4, don't lose the stability of the pelvis. 5, William, be careful, you're leaning back. You're doing this. So just the arm, the body stays still, push up. How many? 7. Nice, Maggie, good form. 8. Good, go straight down and pull just with the arm, not with the torso. 9. Good, 10, we stay here. Straighten the arm, adjust the pelvis, pull the abdominals in, hug, and let's go, biceps, 10. 9, this front leg is working really hard. Lengthen the waist of the standing leg. 4, 5, 6, harder, you're down here. 7, 8, reach the sit bones down. 9, pull hard the ribs in. 10, straighten the arm, push, come on. Shake your legs. Good job. So if we want to stretch again, lean into the standing leg, grab into a wall, soften the knee of the standing leg. Now, tuck the pelvis and push the knee back. Try to keep your leg close to the body. Good. Other side. Stay there. I mean, the stretch is for you. Woo. Pull the leg in, tuck the pelvis, now take the knee back. And release. Okay, so we're gonna do a lunge that we haven't done before. If any of you have any issues with the outside of your knee, any tear or any meniscus tear, any ACL problems, don't do this, okay? Do go back into the front and back work and squats this way. No side lunges that we're gonna do now, okay? So without the bend for now, just hold it for a second. We're gonna start with your right leg going to the right. And basically what it is you're going to lunge to the side, bend the knee, this leg stays straight. My foot is actually facing forward, so notice that my toes are forward. If this is very hard for you, you can do a slightly external rotation. From here, you push off and come back in. Okay? Now look at what happens with my torso. I go to the side and I do lean. Why? Because when I go here, if I stay up here, there's too much pressure. So as I go down, I do want my pelvis to reach back and my torso to go slightly forward on this one. Then I push off with that bent leg and I come back. Let's give it a try, okay? And then I'm gonna add the band. So your hands can be on your waist, lengthen everything. Remember, same thing when we're doing the squats. The pelvis is gonna go back and your torso is going to go forward. So there's a hip hinge. So the leg that stays straight. And push with the standing leg and land this one, bend, slight hinge. So your butt is going back and you're straight back. So look at my body. I'm in straight back, just like the lunges we were doing before. And then with that bent knee, you push off and you come back. Okay, so hug the torso away from that imaginary band. Push off, squat. My toes are forward, you decide. Your outer foot is where your weight is at. Push off, come back. Okay? 3, let's try to go to 10 and go 4. Sit back, there's a chair behind you. Good, William, that's good. 5, sit back, push off, come in. 6, abs lifted, push off, come in, 7. You can make it as wide as you can, push, come in, 8. Keep the weight to the outer foot, 9, push off, come in, and 10. Okay, I'm still leaning. Look, my body is going with my pelvis. The idea is I'm in neutral, neutral stays with me at hip hinges. Other side. Okay? So toes forward and let's go. Bend. This one's pushing out. Sit back or hinge at the hip. Push, come in. Bend. So my back is straight, but I'm leaning forward. Push, come in. So it's like the squat we were doing, yeah? Same thing, except that I'm stepping that squat out. Push, come in. So you're using these. 4. My toes are still forward. Good. 5. Lift that core. Open the chest forward. Yeah, don't round the back. 6. Lengthen. Open that chest, William. 8. Open the chest a bit more. There you go. Push. 9. Abs, abs, abs. Chest open. And 10. Excellent job. Okay. We're going to go back to the side. This time we add the band. So the band is going to be on the standing leg. Okay? And I would like the band to be on your heel, because what we're going to do is I'm going to add a side band, and I would love for the band to actually stay on your body. So it needs to be on the heel. Okay, so when we do a side bend, the band stays here. Okay. You guys ready for this? Add as much resistance as you want. Arm is going to start here. You can keep this one on your waist. So as we go to the side, you're going to add this flexion, okay? And pull in. Now, good. What I want you to do a little bit more on this one is the leg is going to rotate a little bit more, and you're going to come into a side bend. If you need help, put your elbow on your waist and push. If you don't need help, you can keep your arm in front of you here, here, on your waist, okay? So try to do 6 to 10. Whoops, lost the band. All right, and let's go. Reach the arm away. Good, Simone, try to get the band onto the body. So put your band at the back of your heel. Good, 2. So it goes under my armpit and out. Good, good. Go away from the body. 3, up and away. And the leg is at a 45-degree now. Good, 4. If you want to add both arms, it's much harder. Just keep that core active. 5. Look at my straight line, and then I go into a bend. Don't collapse down. That's when the bend collapses. 6. So a lot of oblique work. 7. Push that bend. Good. 8. If you're done, you can relax. So Simone, don't collapse, go long. 9, reach away. Keep this connection. 10. Bring it in and rest. Woo! Even my shoulders got tired on that one. Okay, bend on the other heel. Are you guys doing okay? It's a lot of hard work. Okay, good. All right, so same thing. Try to get the band to the back of the heel so it stays glued on your body. Okay, and if you want to test it, just make sure it's there. All right, so remember when we step out, it's going to go at a slight 45-degree angle this time instead of completely parallel, right? And come back. So let's try to go for our 10. Okay, so, all right, we're going to go across the body and go. Step and reach away from the body. So look, locked elbows and reaching away. Push off, come back. Okay? So warm up, and when you're ready, if you Both arms, you can do both arms again. Yeah, it always breaks. I think it's enough for me to use it. It's okay. No, I think I can use it. It's okay. Okay, thanks, Nita. All right, so if you started, keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to start on 2. Reach. So the arm can be here, and you come back in. Tuck this a little bit. Connect this. Reach away from the body. Push off, come back. Reach. Push off. The longer you go, the more work you have to do. 5. Connect this. Don't arch the back, yeah? 6. So make sure that your body's still in that straight line. You're not arching anywhere. 8. I'm skipping a few numbers because I'm assuming you keep going. 9. Up over the head if you can, or slide in front of you. Push. 10-ish. Reach. And push. Is that 10? Okay. And release. Woo! Roll the shoulders. I talked a lot on this one, so I lost count. Good. All right. So we're gonna now do a lunge. So we're gonna start in sort of a V, and we're gonna lunge at a 45-degree angle. Okay? We're gonna lunge at a 45-degree angle. So we came to the side, we went back, we went side. Now we're gonna go 45 degrees. Like you're charging at somebody at the corners of your room. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the band already to this back leg. And what we're gonna do is add a slight rotation. So we're gonna lunge, reach the arm, push, come back. Okay? This is really hard stuff. I'm just giving it to you guys because you guys are all pretty strong there doing the class with me. All right? So pull the abdominals away from that band, hug the rib, and give me a tiny more connection here. I'm starting you off at a V. Do you see the V? Because when I step out, it's the same angle that my foot is going to maintain. Let me move back a little bit for you guys. Okay, so I'm starting off at a V. I'm going to the corner of my room. So start without the band. So step and reach. Be careful. Don't keep reaching because then the knee gets angry. Push with the back leg into the mat. Push the back leg into the mat. You should feel your glutes activate. And just go as far as the knees, just over the toe. Push with that front leg and come back into your V. Okay? So do a couple more, see how that works. Push into the back leg, lunge. Push, come back. Core, last one to try. So you can stay doing this. Also, when you lunge, if you need to bend the back knee or drag this leg back, you can. Okay, it's much harder to push off and bring it back. Exactly, Simone. Now, if you're ready to add the arm, so I counted 3, we're trying to go to 10, so we're gonna do 7-ish more, okay? And let's go. Lunge, push the arm, scoop the abdominals, reach. So there's a slight rotation. Rotate to the corner of the room and push, come back in. Okay, so everything is reaching to the corner of the room. Go. 2. Abs, 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 abs. Push, come back. 3. Push, come back. I want your pelvis and your ribs connected. 4. Don't let that rib pop. You're reaching and rotating. Push, come back. The back butt is working really hard. 5. Push through the back leg, pinky on the toe. 6. Quick breath in, breathe out, push. 7. And push. So if we counted the first 3 and this is fine. If you want to do 3 more and not count the first 3, let's go. 8. 9. Reach to the corner of the room, so there's a rotation. 10, look at my body. I am rotating to reach, okay? Great, let's do the other side. Yes, there you go. So there's slight rotation from the waist up. My torn band. Okay, you'll be happy to know this is our last exercise. Okay, let's try 3 lunges on this side, 2 to 3, and then we'll add the band, okay? So starting your V, and we know we're gonna go now to the opposite corner. So lunge, push into the back leg until you feel your butt activate. Push into the back leg, push, like you wanna push the band away. Now, press into this one and come back. Okay, watch that back because it's collapsing a little bit. So abs tight and push into the back leg when you come into your lunge. Good. Simone, let your shoulders, push, come back. You're opening your shoulders too much. Let it follow the legs a bit more. And 3. Okay, you're trying to do this, Simone. Yeah, just a little bit more at an angle as well. Push, come back. So you guys are losing your core a little bit and your low back is pushing forward. Try to keep it tighter. And let's add the rotation if you're ready for the 10 that we did on the other side. So the V, you step, look at my waist. I'm rotating and punching the corner of the room. Look at my abs, lift it, and look, I'm leaning forward. Simone, rotate the shoulder more, the left shoulder, rotate more. Yes, now lift the abdominals more, both of you. Push and come back. That was better. Okay, so this shoulder, we want to reach it more. Go, 2. Abs in, lean forward a little bit. Push, come back, good. Try not to come up and over, come from under the armpits. 3, look, from under the armpits, straight. Push the back leg, and in. More rotation, Simone. 4. More rotation, bring the left shoulder forward more, good. And come in, that's it. What did I say? 5? 5. Abs lift. Good, push, come in. 6, look, you guys are coming up and over. I need you to come this way. Come back in. No, it keeps slipping. 6. In, nice. From down here, 7, bring your scapula down here, lift the abdominals, reach, shoulder level, that's better. Pull it in. 8, lift the abdominals. There you go. 9, rotate from the waist, bring that shoulder forward, lift the abdominals, good. 10. And bring it in. And this back leg, my glutes are killing me. Woo! I did it! All right, let's stretch our quads and our legs on 4s. So we're gonna come down. I don't know how easy it is. Actually, let's do this again. This is option 1. Option 2 is to come down to the floor, right? One leg forward and to do this stretch. So if this is too much for you, stay in the standing position, okay? So I have my same arm. You can keep the opposite arm on the ground, rotate and grab that foot back there. Tuck your pelvis and push the pelvis forward. If you want the stretch to be deeper, pull the heel to the butt and come up a little bit more. Otherwise, you can stay here. Just make sure you're rounding the pelvis and pushing the pelvis forward as you bring the heel to the butt. Stay here. We do 15 more seconds because you started before me. Keep rounding the pelvis and keep pulling the heel to the butt. If it bothers your knee, don't do it. Do it standing up. There's other options, but I won't show it today. And release. Good. Now stay here and you're going to lean back. So you're going to straighten the front leg, sitting back. Here, stretch your hamstring. You can grab your foot. So you can sit all the way back if you want, or just stay here at any level that you feel comfortable. Grab the toes, pull back if you want, or just keep both hands and lean down. Whatever is available for you. Yeah, you don't need to reach the foot. Flex it if you want more, or just reach the chest down. That's enough of a stretch, as long as you feel it back here. And then bring that leg back here. Let's switch legs. So the other leg comes forward. The opposite hand is on the ground. Tuck your pelvis and reach. Again, if it's too much, bring the area above the knee on the mat if it bothers you. And make sure you put something under the knee if it bothers you. Keep rounding the pelvis, push forward. Tuck your tailbone and push the pelvis forward and bring the heel to the butt. Keep tucking the tailbone, pressing the pelvis forward, push, and heel to butt if that's available for you. 3 seconds. Good. Release. Both hands on the ground. And then push your pelvis back. Adjust. You can go further, you can sit, or you can be up here. Flex the foot or not. Lengthen the spine and bring the chest down or hold the toes. All these are options. You should feel the hamstring stretching. Yeah, the back of the thigh should be stretching. Let's do 10 more seconds. Push your butt back, lengthen the spine, lean forward. Good, and release. All right, so for those of you, if you want to keep stretching, you can do your pigeon stretch, or you can lay on your back and do number 4 stretch if that's going to make you feel good. All right, if you want to continue stretching, I'm going to leave you guys because we've gone a little bit over. So stretch whatever else you want. You guys are champs. Great job today. Amazing. Woo! See, the people who have to do the videos, I'm going to stop the video.